Hi everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon.
Hi, Zin. I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Um, Hi, I'm Devi. I have total 12 years of experience on data analytics and parallelly um, taking this classes on Excel, VBA, macros, SQL. Okay. So hope some of you know about me. Did you attend Excel classes? Are you done with the Excel part? Or you're new to Excelytics?
Hi, Devi. I'm actually your old student, so I'm
Okay.
from batch 49. So you taught me Excel and Advanced VBA. It
No,
was, I think,
49, batch number
yeah,
49.
yeah. So
Now
17
it's,
or 2017 or 2018 batch.
oh, okay, okay. This is 663 batch number. So,
Okay,
oh,
cool.
great. Nice.
Yeah.
So, I have a question. Why do you want to learn SQL and who joined for complete package like Excel, SQL, and Power BI?
Is it for me, Devi?
No, everyone.
Okay. So currently I'm looking out for a job change.
Okay.
And so currently, there are some IGPs currently which are open in our office. So am I planning to apply for those IGPs? And I need some skills on Power BI and SQL.
Okay.
Even though we are using the Google Data Studio, so I thought like the Power BI is very much similar to Data Studio. So that's the reason I joined Power BI.
Okay. Okay, good. Venkat Raghav. Okay. Nilu, just give your introduction. Like, why do you want to learn SQL? Or are you good with Excel? Are you working somewhere? You have some knowledge on Excel, and why do you want to learn SQL and Power BI? Just to give me some introduction. Any of you are freshers, so that based on that I can go through this content.
Hi, Devi. This is
Hi,
Jacob.
Jacob. Hi, Jacob.
Yeah, hi. So I have like 12 plus years of experience in BPO and corporate.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm mostly into customer service.
Mm-hmm.
But recently I've shifted to IT platform. It is a non-coding thing that I'm doing right now. So I just wanted to, upgrade uh, in my career and do this Power BI course. So this is my first time. I'm okay with Excel. I've been a member of batch in
Mm-hmm.
Excelytics in 2018.
Okay, you are also a student here.
Yeah, yes, yes. I've
Okay.
been I've been a part of one of the batches. I don't remember the batch number, but I've been a part. So
Who is the
and
trainer?
sorry.
Who is the trainer?
Well,
Who's that?
I don't remember actually. It's been a
Okay.
long.
Okay, fine.
So yeah. So recently, I mean, most of my colleagues, and and also I have researched and I found that Power BI is
Mm.
going good in the market, and um uh, in my career in my past companies also I've been part of MIS or reporting. So I'm interested in doing reportings, so I thought a Power BI would be a good way to go for me to go forward in my career. So that's the reason why I've chosen to go with Power BI course.
Okay. Yes.
Devi,
Okay.
Sunil here. I'm
Hi,
working
sir.
street sheet as assistant manager. I just want to take the full training for PL 300 certification. I found this contact in LinkedIn. I joined here.
Okay. Talari, I think you attended Excel classes, right? Recently?
Mhm. Hi Devi, yeah, good afternoon, Devi.
Hi.
I was the one of the old student here for Excelytics.
Okay.
I mean, like recent days, I came to know that Power BI is going to start. So I mean, like the last couple of months, I have shifted to new org. So that time I was not able. What was my working timings? How the shift works? Now it got stabilized almost.
Okay.
So I approached Excelytics. Now I have I mean, like a sufficient time to take the course and forward.
Okay.
That's what I could not able to join the previous batch itself when team has suggested me
Okay.
because of my time unavailability. Now I mean like I got a space. Devi.
Okay.
Actually, I'm having I mean like goal in my mind to take the SQL and Power BI.
Okay. So, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, Devi. This is Venkata Puturi.
Okay.
Actually, I have an experience of 6 years in HR, and actually, I was looking for. I was using the Excel and all, advanced Excel and all earlier, but as you know, the changes are going on in terms of the Excels and Power BI and all. So I wanna just boost my skills in terms of the Power BI and SQL, so that it would be helpful for me to move to a next step in my career for doing the HR analytics and all. So that's the reason I have been looking for this actually.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, my name is Srinivas. So I'm having 8 years of work experience in non-IT. So just want to upgrade my skills as a reason. I just want to look for the SQL.
Okay, only SQL or SQL?
Only SQL. So I bet like Power BI, we like few of my friends have been joined recently, and they said there's no like big much openings for the Power BI. So they were saying.
Is it?
So SQL, I mean, apart from along with SQL, they're asking me to learn any other skills, not Power BI.
Not Power BI, not Power BI means you don't want to be into data analyst. I mean, what kind of future you are looking? Only SQL means you want to work in the data retrieving side or something.
Yeah, data retrieving side only, but not for the analytics side. So
Okay.
the current job, if we are learning SQL, then current job it helps for us. So are there any openings only for SQL? If I learn only for SQL, are there any other openings that we can plan for our?
Only SQL means you should know everything in SQL, right?
Okay.
This is for analytics purpose SQL. This is only designed for data analyst course.
Okay.
So mostly we concentrate on how to retrieve data from databases. I mean, some
Only
table.
retrieving the data. This
No,
session
we will explain you like how to insert, update, delete that, reminding all also. But as a data analyst, we don't use all that.
Okay.
So we never get a chance to use that. Data admin people, they create the tables, update, delete, everything they do. As a data analyst, we just use that data by using that select queries all that. So this is completely designed only for data data analysis purpose. So you won't get complete course, means you will get an idea like how to use that other queries also. I'll show you like our course content. So if you are using only SQL but not for data analysis purpose, then think about it. Okay? Yeah, you?
Yeah, myself Sandeep Kumar. I have 10 years of experience. Currently, I'm working as an auditor. So I have already learned the advanced Excel. So I'm looking to upgrade myself by learning SQL.
SQL. You're working for which company?
I'm working for Ocean Services.
Okay, fine. Okay. Let me share my screen. So who joined for Power BI and SQL? Both?
Divi, it's me. I think actually I want to go with Excel and Power BI both.
SQL and Power BI. Okay.
Yeah.
Who else? Sunil,
Yeah,
Talari.
yeah, Jacob,
me
myself.
too, Devi, for both the courses.
Okay. Fine. So one more thing, if you join for complete package like Excel, SQL and Power BI, if you are not done with the Excel part, better to go from Excel, because without knowing Excel, because sometimes we'll compare this data in Excel and this query is just like a VLOOKUP function, this query is like a conditional based. If we explain in Excel, you don't know Excel, this will be little confusion for you to understand. And for data, if it is for data analysis purpose you are learning, Excel is mandatory. That may be any kind of data visualization tool you are using. Excel is the basic thing. You create report on Power BI, yes, I mean Power BI, Tableau, ClickSense, anywhere. Fine, you create the report. Maybe sometimes we will get data from even Excel database also. I mean from Excel files and from other databases like SQL, Oracle, or other databases. And when higher management just they will click on that some buttons and some drop downs, they will see the report, right? Finally again they want to see that report, that raw data again in the Excel by downloading, so even you need Excel knowledge also. Okay, so and if you want to learn again Power BI, Excel is compulsory, because nearly 70% of the formulas from Excel we use in Power BI. We have a concept called DAX functions in Power BI. There that left, right, mid functions, VLOOKUP functions, some if count, if functions. We have so many functions, right? Most of the functions we use in Power BI also. And the syntax looks like same. If you are Excel student, you will get it easily in Power BI. Okay. So if you are learning like a package without knowing Excel, don't go with SQL first. First, better to go with the Excel part. If you have a knowledge on Excel, how to use the formulas, all that, then go from SQL is fine. Okay, fine. Okay. So why SQL is preferred for Power BI? And first of all, what is SQL? SQL is abbreviation is structured query language. Okay. So to connect with SQL server is like a server, there will store the database. So if you want to connect from client to server, we need a common language. That common language is SQL. Okay. SQL server, there will have the database and will write the query. That query is nothing but whatever queries we are writing, that is SQL. Okay. So the course content is, let me show. Okay. We'll start from what is database, RDBMS, advantages of SQL server. Okay. How to install SQL server. And this is server side database and this is client side. Like if you want to write some query, we need a platform, right? How to install that and connecting with the SQL Server Management Studio, SSMS, and what kind of authentications we have server name. This is what are the server types we have? Server name, what is server name? If you want to connect with any table, you should know the server name and database name. Okay. So what is server and what is database, and the some UI part in the SQL server, and modes of authentication. Sometimes we will use Windows authentication, sometimes server authentication. So what kind of authentications we have, how to create that username and password, that information. And this actually we don't do as part of data analysis. In data analysis, we don't create any database, we don't delete it, no backup, all that we don't do as a data analyst. Okay, but we will explain you how to do this in real time. Our work is to just select the data, just retrieve some data from the database. Yeah. So retrieve data from the database. Okay, our job is just to retrieve the data. Using that data, we will create the reports. Okay, assume like you have two tables. Inserting data, deleting data, updating data, all that work we don't do. Already the data is available somewhere that we will retrieve it. So that is our work as a data analyst. Okay. So, but we are going to explain you all the concepts, but not in depth, like creating the database, all that we don't require. Okay. So database creation, deletion, and backup, database restore, already deleted databases, all that you will come to know here. And transaction query language, so here nothing but transaction structured query language. Okay. So introduction to SQL, types of commands. You will have DDL commands, DQL, DCL, DML commands. All this, based on the query type, they're segregated into 4 different types. And I'll show you again. Yeah, sure. This complete material we will upload in the drive, Google Drive. We will give you access for this drive also. Complete material you will have in the drive. So you can download from there. And if you have any queries, we have a WhatsApp group. Hope your numbers are added in the WhatsApp group. No, not yet. Okay. So our batch number is B663, I guess. I'll confirm that. So if you have any questions related to material or related to some software, or you have any questions, so just mention I'm from this batch number and this is my query, so that we can help you. Okay. Even when you are practicing also, you can post your query in the WhatsApp group. Will help you to solve the query. Okay. That's coming to this one. So these are the 4 different types of queries. We have languages based on the query type. Select query, insert, update, delete query will come under DML commands. Okay. Again, I'll show you this also. DML, data DML, data manipulation language. Okay. Data manipulation language, data query language. DDL, create, alter, drop, truncat commands will come under DDL. Grant and revoke, DCL. Save, point, rollback, commit will come under DCL. Okay. So based on the like a query type, we segregated into 4 different types.
Is it only for just knowledge purpose, or in real time you really use this DML, ETL?
No. If when you're going for interview, suppose if they're asking, sometimes this is a very basic question. What queries, what commands will come under DML? Then you should know, right? These are the commands will come under DML. Okay, that's why we gave this list also. Yeah. So these are the languages, difference between each language. Okay, and creating tables. Creating table from another table. Already some table is created. Again, you want to create one more table with the same structure, like using the same data types, and some conditions also you will have, primary key, secondary key, all that combination. So I don't want to create again and again the same, but you want to create one more table, then how to create from using other table. Using computed columns. Computed columns means creating a table from computed columns means you want to create a new column, but based on some other column. Assume like it's a very basic example. I am inserting only day, month, and year. Okay, but I want to store date. Do I need to enter date again? Only day I'll enter, only month I'll enter, and only year I will enter. So I need to get the date using these 3 columns. It should create one more column called date. Okay. Or I have 3 columns like basic salary, HRA, deductions. I need to create one more column called net salary. Actually, I don't want to insert data for net salary. I'm not inserting anything, but I need to create that column also based on which columns? Basic salary, HRA and deduction. That is computed column. So how to create that? That columns you'll have here. Altering table means modifying the, altering is nothing but changing the columns, data types we have to change, column name sometimes we will change, okay, modifications, alteration. Adding identity column, drop table, delete table is different and drop table is different. So what is the difference between that? All that you are going to learn here. And constraints, primary key and secondary key concepts. This is very, very important when it comes to databases. Okay. So if you want to connect with if you want to retrieve data from a different table, you should have a common column between these two. So can I get, I have, assume like I have a employee name and salary in one table. I have employee name and address in different column. Can I get salary from the second table, not salary, address from the second table to first column, first table? I mean, can I retrieve employee name, salary and address 3 using what? Employee? No, in this case, employee name. Is that can I use employee name to retrieve the data? Is it correct as per database? I mean, as per this database concepts?
We can use employee ID because that would be a unique one.
Same employee name.
We may have same employee name for different people, right?
We can use employee ID as it is having a unique number. So that would be considered as a primary key here actually.
Correct. So whatever you have queries. Online also there, yes. Online also there at the same time. If you are not able to come to offline class some days, you can attend to online also. Okay, so primary key means it should have a unique value and it should not be a null. So that we will consider like a primary key. In this example, we should have a one more column called employee ID. Employee ID should not be a blank. Without employee ID, we cannot insert any record. Okay, employee ID should not be blank. And I'll take an example once. I have one table employee ID, employee name, and email ID, some column. Okay, this is one table. And one more table, employee ID. Okay. Payroll cycle and the salary. This is a employee table. Okay. And here I have payroll table. Okay. In this table, I have employee ID E1, E1, E2, E3, like this. Coming to payroll table, I have employee 1. Payroll cycle is Jan cycle. And the salary is some 45,000. Okay. Employee E2, same payroll cycle, some 30,000. Okay. Employee 3 is same Jan cycle, some 23,000. Will you have this employee ID only one time or multiple times in this table? Only one time. Now you have only one time, but will it be only one time in the future, this employee ID in the payroll table?
The payroll is changed, maybe.
Payroll, will you enter only 1 month?
No.
Multiple times, right? Fib cycle. Correct? Fib cycle, March cycle. If it is a one time, means In the complete your lifetime, you will take only one time salary. No, right? So here in the employee table, will you have same employee ID multiple times? Or only one time? The same employee ID we won't assign to multiple people, right? But in the payroll table, that employee ID repeated multiple times? Yes or no? So in this table, this is called a primary key. That the same, it will repeat multiple times, the same primary key. That is called a secondary key. So using this, maybe you have a different column like address or employee ID or some different column. Can we get address also? I want to get employee ID, address using employee ID. I want to get an address. Can I get it using this table? I have employee ID 1. Okay. In this employee ID, I have employee name and I want to get address. Employee name, we can get it from here. And address, can we get it from here? Yes or no?
Yes.
So using which key you will get it? Using
Employee ID.
So where this employee ID is primary key and where it is secondary key? This is primary key because it will not have duplicate values and it should not be null. Simply, it should not have any duplicate values. Wherever that particular ID is not duplicate and it does not have null values, then it is a primary key. Okay. If you have the same ID in some other table, which is repeated multiple times, then it is a secondary key. Okay. Foreign key, secondary key. Yeah. Okay. I'll take a different example. Somewhere we should have the data. I'll show you.
When we create the data,
We should mention what is the primary key. Correct.
but when you are working as an analyst,
we don't do that.
We don't do that.
We don't do that. Just but when you are retrieving the data using that primary key only, we will retrieve the data. If you want to get data from different tables, we have to use that primary key to retrieve the data.
In the query language, in the queries also we use this primary key concept. Right?
Yes, yes. Okay, this. This one. First, we'll start with SQL. Once we are done with the SQL part, then Power BI. For Power BI, different trainer will be after SQL part.
So 1 hour is SQL and 1 hour is Power BI.
No. 2 hours SQL only. Say after completion of SQL classes, Power BI will start.
Achha,
What time?
Sorry?
What time?
Power BI, not sure. Once it is done, based on the trainers available, they'll schedule the classes, right?
It's not today.
No.
Yeah.
Today, Power BI.
Yeah.
You want to go for only Power BI classes? You're already good with the SQL part. Okay. You don't think.
I was thinking
No, for Power BI, SQL is mandatory. And there also, you know, when you want to retrieve data, you have to write a queries. Okay. So Power BI, we will continue after the SQL classes. No.
for example, even if I want to learn only the Power BI, then I have to wait until this class complete, SQL completed, and then I have to join.
Weekdays we have weekdays from tomorrow 9:30 to 11. One Power BI classes are starting. You can attend.
Weekends only.
No, not like that. Weekends and weekdays everywhere you will have SQL Power BI. We'll have schedules, like whatever time is feasible for you, you can come on that.
How long it takes like usually for completion of SQL?
SQL will take 15 classes.
15 weeks.
15 hours actually, not 15 weeks.
Okay.
So how much time we are taking based on that? Not complete for data analysis purpose. Yes. Okay. Okay, no. Yeah, tomorrow 10th, right? Not tomorrow. Monday onwards, 9:30 to 11. Oh, okay, fine. Okay. Okay. So suppose if you take this table, we have an employee table. In this employee table, we have employee ID, employee name, employee table, employee ID, employee name, job ID, department, salary, all this, right? So we have a different table called department table. In this department table, we have department ID, name and location. And one more table called designation table, job ID, job name and pay grade something, right? Gender table, we have gender ID and gender. Now tell me, first of all, what is primary key?
Primary
In
key.
Unique one, it should not have a duplicate value, right? It should not have a duplicate value and no, it should not be null. That is primary key. Now tell me, department ID, is it a primary key or secondary key? Is it a primary key or secondary key?
It's a primary one here.
What is primary key definition?
Unique and not
Unique
null.
value,
And
not null. And how many times do you have this 10? And you have even null also, right? So is it a primary
where
key?
is it? Oh, here. Okay.
So this department ID, where it is primary key? In department table. Here you have unique values and not null, right? So department ID is primary key in department table, but foreign key in employee table. Okay. Next one. Job ID. Is it a primary key or secondary key? Secondary key. So where it is primary key? In designation table. Okay. Here it is primary key and here you can retrieve remaining all columns information using this job ID. Okay. Next, gender ID is primary key in which column?
Air sealed bubble wraps.
Gender table. And secondary key in employee table. Okay. And department ID, yeah, this is fine. And in employee table, what is primary key?
Employee ID.
Employee ID is the primary. Got it, no? Some idea. So that if you want to retrieve data from different tables, now you need to, as a data analyst, in the database, you will have employee ID separate, department table separate. You have 4 different tables, but that as a data analyst, using all these primary keys, you will retrieve the data using that job ID or gender ID or employee ID, whatever. We use that keys to retrieve that, just like a VLOOKUP function. In VLOOKUP, what we will do, whatever unique column we have using that, we'll try to get fetch data from a different tables, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of things we'll do here. That join, subqueries, everything, we use this primary key, secondary keys concept. Okay. Next one. So here again, yeah, in the constraint you have not null, unique. It should not have unique values. It should not have not null. That conditions also you can give. When you are creating the tables, we do that. Employee ID, it should not be primary key means obviously it will take all that, but in for some cases that should not be a null. I want to give a condition when you are trying to enter a data without that value, it should not accept. So that kind of conditions you can give using these constraints. Okay. And then these are the data types. And then inserting data, update data, delete, truncate, difference between delete and truncate. Okay. And then select queries. Select queries. This is our main work, select queries. normal select, using where class, based on the condition, how to select the queries. And between and operator, how to use. Okay, in operator, like, or using all this. Again, order by, group by are again important. Even when you're going for interviews, they'll ask you more questions on that order by, group by, joins, concept, queries. Okay, so this you are going to learn. And built-in functions. So just like a Excel functions, we have functions in SQL also. Okay, you want to get a sum of salaries for only for managers. Based on the designations, you want to get the salaries totals. So you need to use that sum function. Count of employees you want to get. Average salary you want to get. So that aggregate functions we'll use in SQL. So all that list already we have. You have a file called SQL function. In this, you can see, you know, when we are practicing, maybe we will use some functions. We may not get chance to use all these functions, right? But you have all the list here. Text functions, mathematical, numerical functions, you know, rand between, power function, sum function. What is the use of that function? Other SQL function, you have all this. Okay, you have the material also if you want to use any other function. But most of the times we use max, min functions, sum function, average function, count functions. This we use mostly. But even we have other functions also. You know, you want to get a data. That data is coming in the proper case, but output I want to get in the uppercase. Maybe to convert that into uppercase, you need to use a function. So how to use that function, we are going to learn here in the aggregate function, built-in functions form. Okay, then
During the training, I will get a real-time file.
with real-time data only we are going to, we will take some database, and using that database, you are going to learn all these concepts. So then joins concept, again, this is important when you want to retrieve data from different tables based on what, you know, sometimes if both are matching, then only you want to retrieve the data in both the tables if it is matching. Sometimes only if in first table it is matching, then I want to retrieve the data. I don't want to retrieve if it is not matching. Then you have to use one kind of join. Only from the second table you want, based on the first table, you want to get data only from the second table. Sometimes from the both, if it is not matched or not matched, complete records you want to get. So that depends on your requirement, and in which case what kind of join you have to use, that we are going to learn in the joins. Set operators like union, intersect, except. Again, this is as I said, whether you want to get data from both or only left side, you will have like a Venn diagrams, right? Union, intersect. In maths, you have the same kind of concepts here. Okay, queries, subqueries. In one query, how to write a other query. Okay, so sometimes, you know, these are little complex. So this also you will get in the interviews. Okay, so they'll ask you to write a subquery, more conditions. In when you are writing one query, you may not get result with the same query. So in that query, to give a condition, you have to write one more query. See, some, yes, correct. I want to get a employee name. Okay, select employee name from so on giving. But I don't want, then what I will get all the employees names because I did not give any condition. But I have a condition like where the salary is the highest value. Whoever employee is getting the highest salary, that employee name I want to see. Then here, getting employee name is a one query, and highest salary, how do you know what is the highest value? I can give some condition like select employee name from this table where salary equal to 1 lakh. I can give condition like that. But that 1 lakh, I don't know. That it is not 1 lakh exactly. Whatever is the highest salary, that salary condition I want to give. So instead of 1 lakh, you have to write other query to get the highest salary. So that is what the subquery. So sorry.
Example.
Okay, I'll tell you. See, the same example is the easiest way to understand. I'm not writing it right, so you get confused. I'll show you. Okay, I'm writing, suppose select employee name from some EMP. EMP is the table. So assume like, I'll take this data. So what I'll get? All the employee names. Because I did not give any condition here, right? I just wrote get employee name. So how many employees you have in the company? You will, in the employee table, you will get all the list. But here, what is my query? Whoever is getting the highest salary, that employee name only I want to get. So what is the highest salary equal to max of? I need to write like this. So it is 60,000. Now it is 60,000. I can give here where salary equal to 60,000 so that you will get a records wherever the salary is equal to 60,000, all that employee names. But do you know that 60,000, well, which is the highest value? How do you know? We don't know. So here we need to write one more select query, max of salary from employee. So this select max of salary will come from the table, whatever is the highest value. Now this will execute first. This will give you 60,000. That 60,000 salary equal to 60,000, wherever it is matching, it will give you that employee. So that is called that subqueries. In one query, how to write other query. Okay. So that we are going to learn here. Views, creating a, instead of query, we will, sometimes, you need to write a complex query to get the data, right? If you take this table, I want to get, apart from this values, this table, even I want to get department name, department location, job, pay grade, everything in the same table itself. Means from the 4 tables, I want to retrieve the data based on the condition. Maybe in that condition, I will write a complex query like joins, concept I use aggregate functions, I use subquery, so many things. So whatever query I wrote, that query, I will save it like a view. Okay, view. View is nothing but alias name of that query. Okay, that query name we will save. So that like a view. Instead of writing that query again and again, select that view, the same output will come.
Is it called as a store provision?
Something like that. Okay, the views means you can create your conditions there. So instead of writing that again and again, just like a variables concept, right?
Yes.
You can store your complete formula in the VBA code. In one variable, wherever you want to use all these things, you will just use that same level. Views, yes. We will give our own name, just like a table name, views we can create. That complete dump will store in the table. Okay, this everything will store in the table. We will, instead of selecting data from employee ID, department table, all that, we created a view, right? That view is nothing but a table. That table, we will retrieve data from the table so that it will pick data from all this.
Every day we use.
Every day we don't use. When you are working with the multiple tables, most of the time, suppose if you need to write that you took so much time to create that view, you took so much time to write that query, but you don't want to write that again and again, because you know SQL, maybe you can write it, but other people don't know, just they want to retrieve the data. Okay, you created a view and you are giving that view to some other guy who don't know SQL. Just they will get data from, select data from this view, and then they can simply get the data. Is it clear? Okay. That views you are going to learn, and then security. Everyone should not see the data. Without giving the permissions, everybody can't get data from every table, right? You will have securities for tables, databases, right? Record by security. So all that, how to, give the security, you will have here. Roles, and based on the, sometimes, admin role, they can do more things than the user role. So what is the difference of that? We will learn in the security concepts. Okay. And transaction management, begin, commit, rollback. You applied some condition. Once you do the commit, that these are again, when you are working with a multiple transactions, once you say commit, that will save in the database, and it is like a permanent change. Once you want to roll back, just like a undo concept, that redo rollback is like a redo, undo, that kind of concepts you will have. Okay, and I did already, I committed, I said commit. So the changes are saved in the database, but I want to do undo. Okay, again, you want to roll back the changes. Then you have to write a query to roll back it. Already saved changes. Assume like employee salary is 30,000 now. I wrote like change the employee ID salary to 45,000. Again, I did commit, so the changes are saved in the database. But I came to know the salary is not 45,000, it is 42,000. Again, I'm doing some rollback to retrieve the change. Or you can update it again, but you have the option to roll back also. You can do undo.
But is it difficult to edit rather than?
No, just you need to write a command only in this case.
So
Once you run the command, it will do undo again. After you did that undo, if you execute the query, you will get the whole data only.
only when the update the data, right?
Correct. Correct.
If I want to return that, I don't.
Not required. Not required.
But how we get to know that but this particular, like in the table, this particular column required a commit or a rollback before when we creating the data?
No, for data analysis purpose, we don't use that commit or roll, because just you are retrieving the data and you are using it. You are not inserting the data, updating, delete. Only for that kind of commands only we use this commit, rollback, these options. As I said, we don't use these options.
I'm just casually asking out of curiosity.
Yes, for data analysis purpose, we don't require this. Okay, we need only select queries, joins concepts, views concepts, and that where clauses, constraints also not required, because we don't use that constraints also. But you should have idea like structure of the table, then only you can create the queries easily. Any questions so far?
So like you are looking for SQL. So if you just completely concentrate on SQL, you don't work for SQL. So doesn't essentially. Yes, we are only looking for retrieval, right?
No, you are going to learn everything. You are going to learn everything. Security, transaction management, creating the database. Everything you are going to learn, but what I'm saying, you are not going to use that in real time. Just you are learning. You after 6 months, you learned everything. After 6 months, if I'm asking you how to create a table, you don't know because in real time you don't use that. But you will use that select queries. You are going to learn everything in SQL. Okay. But most of the examples we'll have on the select queries. Retrieving the data. Next one. Any questions online, guys? Neelu, Jacob, Ramesh.
No, Devi.
Okay.
No, Devi. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How this is used in the data analysis purpose. I mean, where exactly we are using this SQL. So here we will create reports, right? This report layer is Power, that may be Power BI, ClickView, Tableau. It may be anything. But you need to get the data from some database, correct? The database is like Oracle database, SQL database, Sybase. You have data in any database. So this Power BI, and here it is a database. That data from that database you need to get into this application, Power BI application. So you should know a common language between these two platforms. That common language is SQL. Okay, these are like a servers, and this is like a client. Which is client? Power BI is a client. There we are using SQL, and that you are getting data from a server like a Oracle database, SQL server. Okay, SQL server is different. Don't get confused. Okay, SQL is the query which we are writing. It's like a language. Okay, interaction between client and server. In this example, what is client? Power BI, Power BI, ClickSense, Tableau. That may be any visualization tool. That we will get data from different database. That database is the server. Yeah. If that particular visualization tool is retrieving data from SharePoint, yes. But again, you need to write the query. Why should we write a query? I mean, why we have to use that query? Can we get complete data? Directly, you can take the complete data without writing. Why we need to write the queries in the middle? I have 10 years database, okay, in the SQL server. But I want to, in the Power BI application, I need only 6 months analysis, last 6 months analysis. So do I need to take complete data to create the report? And the file size will be more, and the application performance also will be less because of the load, right? So instead of that, you need to get only last 6 months, recent 6 months data. Further, again, you need to write a query using some conditions. So when you are, when you are loading the data, you have to write these queries to only get required information. Don't load everything. So for that, again, you need to write that SQL queries. Okay, you want to get a particular, I have sales data. In that sales data, we have 4 regions. I'm creating a report for East region. I'm creating a Power BI report for East region. So do I need to get complete sales data into this Power BI? Not required. I just need a East region data. So I'll give a condition to retrieve only that information. So that queries you can write here directly to interact with the database. Okay, so here we use a RDBMS concept for interaction. That SQL, we need to follow that RDBMS concept. You can't give a query on Excel. Excel is not a database. Okay, so it should follow some conditions. It should have primary key, secondary key. You have some conditions. If it is a database, so that is nothing but a DBMS, database management system. So you need to follow that. Based on that, you will get data from that other database. Okay, using this SQL language, structured query language. Okay. Okay. Why SQL only? Why can't other database? Why we need SQL only? Because when you are learning Power BI, okay, let me search for something. Like a Power BI developer, okay? You see, SQL server is required. Okay. You take any random job, Power BI, Python, and SQL. So why SQL only in Power BI? Wherever you see Power BI, most of the time they use SQL only because all are from the same company, right? So SQL, they will ask you SQL only with Power BI. Okay. Even you can search in the jobs. So you will get only SQL analysis tool. Compulsory, you should know one of the database that most of the cases is SQL. Okay. And why we need to learn Power BI only? Why we have more demand on Power BI? Even we have other visualization tools, right? Like Tableau. Why not other tools? Why Power BI only? Part of Microsoft user friendly. It's like a simple, right? Just like Excel. If you know Excel, most of the things you can do in the Power BI also. That UI, everything is look same. But other than that, you have one more. Gartner is like they take the application analysis, like which software we are using much. So that they will do some analysis. (2020), not this one. This 2023, right? See here, this is in the top, always. Microsoft. So, next Tableau. So click is somewhere here. Okay, they do some analysis. So whatever is in that particular year or from last some years, the Microsoft is in the top position. So we have more jobs compared to Tableau and ClickView and Power BI only. Just to check, if you want to check what is the trending like application, you can check in the Gartner. Okay, Power BI is in the top. With Power BI, you need to learn SQL as a database. Here, Excel is again mandatory. with Power BI because most of the basic things, formulas are similar to Excel. So compulsory Excel is mandatory. That may be any job. You are not working on data analysis. Maybe you are a tester, developer, you are a HR. You work on any job, compulsory Excel is important.
Basic Excel or
No.
advanced?
Basic Excel means, sometimes you need to create the report, right? In Excel itself. Without Power BI, you have a data. You have some sales data. So that sales data contains some east region, north region, some 4 regions data. So I need to create in which region we have more sales. In that particular region, which product we are selling more. So that kind of analysis, why we need to do that? To take some decisions, right? Or if something is going wrong, you need to rectify your mistakes. Or you want to give some feedback to the higher management. So that depends on the data. We understand anything. If you create a report, then you will understand easy. That basic reports, most of the times we create in Excel only. But if you are working with more data, then we will go for this Power BI, ClickSense or Tableau. Is it clear? Yeah. Different names are there. When I'm working in my I work on this Excel only. Excel means Excel with macros, SharePoint design. Okay, and my role is business analyst means for business. In business analyst means what? To analyze, you are analyzing. This is data. This is little higher than the data analyst. Both are working same. Based on the data which you are using, they are giving a different role. Business analyst, that is also for business purpose only. This is also for business purpose only. Data analyst. Okay. So just different roles. Power BI analyst, Power BI developer. What is the difference? We do the same thing. We create some visualization tools using Power BI and in both the cases. They are giving different role names.
Coming like where is trending currently, so going in the coming futures, so this will impact for Power BI.
I know, when you are creating these reports also, you can use AI. In this, you are not completely using Power BI, no, right? You are using AI to create the reports within less time. Instead of taking more time, you are taking less time to use that AI. But you are are you avoiding to use that any application?
So, not required for any developer to do that. What we are doing currently, we are using the data.
Future, next is asking in future, if AI implemented automation, does it really replace the human or?
No, to do that also we require, right? To create the report and we need to send that to my management and you need to give that, you need to explain what's happened here. Maybe your work will reduce, but you need compulsory, right?
Like, but for example, if I'm a manager, when I need a data, I always depends on my junior so for example, if the AI implemented, then I can easily I can
Write that
everything and I can get it. But when it depends on
obviously, your headcount will reduce.
Yeah, that is what my
Correct.
is like in future.
When you are doing some automation, simple example, you are working on something daily, you are taking some, to create one report, you are taking some 4 or 5 hours of time. Okay, but already you automated it. You are clicking on one button, it is creating the report. So no need to have that employee. This helps. But if you know that, that will be benefit for you because you are doing all that. Okay.
Who are using it will be.
It will be, yeah, useful for them.
advantage.
So everyone won't learn that, right? They know it is very important, AI is important, but if I'm asking you how many knows AI, they know
We
it is
know only how to write a query or how to ask a question to that,
correct.
but on the whole data wise, we didn't work.
Correct. Even here also we'll have sometimes we are taking some project session on AI. If you want, you can. You are a student only.
Yes, biggest student, Excel student.
Excellent. Yes, I see. So here also we'll conduct project sessions on ChatGPT and AI. Maybe you can attend and just learn. Okay.
Last week it was there.
It was there. It's cancelled, right? They moved to this week. No, 10th. No, not 10th. Tomorrow, I guess.
Then this
Already.
on Monday.
Not 10th, I guess. Tomorrow, I guess. Check with the Neelavani. She will let you know. This weekend we have, I guess.
Okay. Which for tomorrow can be that.
Huh. Okay. Now clear what you are going to learn in the SQL concept and why SQL is important for Power BI. Okay. And we will learn one more concept today. OLTP systems and OLAP systems. What is the difference between these two? And this is the abbreviation online transaction systems, OLTP, and online retrieving data analysis systems. Data retrieving and analysis system. So here, this mainly focus on insert, update, delete. So, okay. Let's take an example like a supermarket, Reliance supermarket, okay? So once you took some products and they'll enter some data, right? One transaction we need to insert in the database. Like this is the so-and-so customer and these are the products and this is the total value of it. You will insert the data. Okay. Sometimes after inserting it, maybe you want to update it. Sometimes we will delete it. Yeah, we don't want that product after we. Okay. So all that we will have in one system. Point of sales or whatever you are inserting, updating or deleting, that you will have in one system. That is called OLTP system. OLTP system. Okay. And you have a different system called OLAP system. So all our data analysts will take data from our OLAP systems. What is OLAP? Yesterday's total sales data I want. So already you have everything in one system, right? That complete backup we will take into different system and our analysis we do on this OLAP system, not on the OLTP system. Why? Because already that system is busy with inserting, updating. It is serving the customers, right? It is busy with some transactions related information. So when it is happening, we should not touch that system. That complete data dump we will take into different system that is called a warehouse. That systems are called OLAP and warehouse. Into the warehouse, we will get that complete dump. When the transactions are, when the systems are sit idle, or when the transactions are less, we will create a jobs. We will run some jobs to get that complete dump into the different system. Okay. Directly as a data analyst, we don't work with OLTP systems. Data engineers, they will take the dump. Even we don't take the dump. Okay. Data engineers are data admins. They'll take that dump from OLTP system into OLAP systems. From OLAP system, we retrieve the data. We will write the queries to get the data and we will do our analysis. Okay. So here, this is the abbreviation and insert, update, delete data from database that we do. And OLTP, its transactions are the original source of data. So whatever transactions, whatever queries you are running, that on the original data source you will do. Okay. And these are short transactions, mean just you will enter, insert, update or delete small queries. Okay. Let's take an example. I want to enter some 35, 68, some 97, insert 43, insert 87, insert 103. Small queries. I inserted how many queries? 3. My query is get the total sales, total value of 43, 97 and 103. Will it take time or not?
What is sales of particular numbers?
Okay. Query means, simple query means, just I need to insert the value. Insert the value means insert 45, insert 97. Do I need to think anything when I'm inserting the data? Simple query, right? Insert, or update based on some query, right? But when it comes to select queries, so I want to get sum of 43, 97, 105, some values I give. Will it take more time or less time compared to that insert, delete, update?
Yes, to take the analysis.
You need to perform some analysis we need to do in the back end before getting the result, right? So this OLAP system will take, this has long transaction. This will take execution time more compared to this transactions. This will take less time because small queries. But here you will write some complex queries. So it will take more time. And when it is giving the result also in the back end, it should do some analysis before giving the result. Okay. And the processing time of transaction is compared to less in OLTP system. The processing time of transaction is comparatively more in the OLTP system. The time will be more. Okay. And these are simple queries and these are complex queries. And the normalization, all that I'll explain you. But hope you understood, right? So inserting daily transactions, daily small inserting, update, delete, that we will do in OLTP systems. And what is OLAP? That complete dump, we will get into a different system called OLAP, that we will call it as a warehouse. So that when we will get the data, we will have some time. They'll fix the time at the midnight after completing of the business hours. They'll keep some, what is that? Automatic
backup
schedule, that they will do some schedules so that complete, nobody will do again manually. Okay, they'll assign some schedulers to get the dump into that OLAP systems. From the OLAP systems, we will write our queries. Okay, so now tell me, as a data analyst, for which systems you will have access?
OLAP.
OLAP only. And will you write insert queries, update and delete queries? No. Even in the companies, they don't give you access for OLTP systems. We will get access only for OLAP systems and we will work with only OLAP system. Will you update anything in the OLAP system? No. Just normal logic. Already everything is just you are using it.
We are using the already existing
Did you do
data.
any modifications there? We don't do. Just we will apply some filters. When you are retrieving the data, maybe we will apply some queries like I want to get apply some what is that? Aggregate functions to get the sum of values, max, count, that values, and to get data from one table to another table, maybe we'll write joins functions. All these are belongs to select queries only, not related to insert, update or delete. We don't do that. Who will do that? Data entry people.
Yes, data.
Data entry people. They enter the data, right? If you take a supermarket, they'll enter the products. The transactions will insert in the OLTP systems. Yes, correct. Backend means, okay, one more thing I need to explain. Sometimes, when you are creating the report, see, after getting data into OLAP system, you need to create your report, right? You will do your analysis. That analysis, is it dynamic or little outdated for 1 hour outdated or 1 day? Sometimes, you will create weekly reports. So, after refreshing on Sunday night, maybe you'll come to know the data is refreshed on every Sunday. So I need to create the report on Monday. Okay. So you took some time to complete that report and you submitted on Wednesday or Thursday. Is it updated data or little outdated? Little outdated. This is 1 week outdated sometimes. Sometimes you will create monthly reports. Okay. See, one more thing. That supermarket CEO want to see sales data of yesterday. So, will he get to know what is the total sales of today or only yesterday's one? Yesterday's one, because he is not analyzing data based on the OLTP system. OLTP system backup is with the yesterday's data. So you will have only yesterday's information, not today's information. Okay. Sometimes, directly when you are creating the reports, we need to connect with OLTP systems only. Live data we need. Okay. Example, let's take a IRCTC website. Okay. At 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, they'll open that Tatkal tickets. Okay. For some XYZ train, we have some 150 tickets. Somebody booked it. So the record is inserted. So will it take some time to reflect that in the database? When you are selecting the searching for the tickets, will it give you total again or it will deduct automatically? See, 150, I'll show you. We have 150 tickets, okay? 150 tickets. Some person booked at 5, some 4 tickets. Now, what is the count? 146. Now, some other person at 10 o'clock 6 minutes, okay? He is searching how many tickets are there. Will it show 150 or 146? Why 146? It's not taking the backup, right? Here, in this case, you need to directly connect with OLTP systems only, not OL. Some critical transactions will have these. In these cases, they'll give access to OLTP system. Okay, these tickets are, if you go to Tirupati, they'll give you some tokens, right? Every time, for every second, the tickets count will change. They also connect with OLTP systems. Direct transactions, it will reflect. When you are retrieving the data, you won't retrieve data from OLAP systems. You will get from OLTP only. Whenever something is changed, immediately that will reflect in the report. Stock market. See, for every second, you will get the updated values. Will you wait for these systems to take that backup? No. Sometimes directly you need to work with OLTP systems. We will write. But that should be critical information. If it is a critical information, we should not wait to take the backup. Then we will connect with OLTP system. But that is rare cases. Usually we create report daily basis, monthly and weekly basis. Okay. So that is little outdated information. Little outdated. But still we do the same. We want to see report till yesterday, or you want to compare data from yesterday to this week. I mean, last week to this week, last month to this month, last year to this year, that comparisons, and how much it is improved from last week to this week. How much it is improved, why it is reducing, which product is selling less, which product is selling more, why this particular product is selling less in that particular region. So all that kind of analysis we do. as a data analyst. Okay. Hope you got some idea what is OLTP and what is OLAP.
Yes, Dev.
Okay, introduction to SQL. Why should I learn SQL? Just to understand data and generate report as per requirement. Okay, and reduce dependency on IT team. What is this IT team again? For getting latest data. Okay, suppose you need to create a report. Okay, so your manager who is from a different country asking you to create a report using yesterday's data. Okay, but you don't know SQL. What do you have to do? You need to send an email to your IT team to retrieve the data. Suppose once you send the email, they'll have some, they create some tickets or something, right? So suppose it is taking some, they are giving some 48 hours to complete that particular request. So they did not send the report today, they are sending the report tomorrow. Once you get the data, you created the report and you send to your manager. But that is not yesterday's data. Yes, sir. No. So that is again, you need to get data from other people to generate the report. There is a lag between the data and the report and the ask from the manager, right? So if you know the SQL query, you can directly write the query and immediately you will get the data and you can create the report. Okay. Perform better than the peers and get recognized, be more employable. Yeah, if you know SQL. As an analyst, you know the requirements very well and will be able to write a better query. Your manager, again, I'll take the same example. Your manager asked to create the report and you gave your requirement to the IT team. I need this this so and so data. You are giving some filters and apply this filter and give me the data. But he did not understand it clearly and he sent a different data. So it's no use, right? So you are not getting the required data what you want. You know what kind of report you need to create. But the data you got is a different because you are not writing your own query. You are asking others to write a query. They understood it a different way and they given a different data set. So now the report is not correct. So if when whoever is creating, if they are writing the query, because they know what they have to create. So if they create the query, if they write the query, you will get the correct results immediately. Okay. As an analyst, you know the requirements very well. So, and will be able to write a better query compared to other people. Okay. Next, we'll use aggregate functions like sum, count, average, can implement them in the SQL query itself instead of writing complex formulas in the Excel. Okay. So sometimes, we'll write some complex formulas also in Excel. So compared to that, in Excel, it is easy to get the data. In Excel, sum ifs, count ifs, multiple queries you have to write, all that are not required in SQL. Here also we'll give the conditions, but not like that Excel form. It is easy for you to give a conditions in SQL. And you will be easily understand and work on data analytics tools. Like if you know SQL, you can easily understand data analysis tools and you can work with Power BI, SQL, Power BI, Tableau, and ClickUI. Okay. Next one, what is a database? What is a database? A collection of related information is called a database. Like all the employees' information. Employees' information is not a database. Employee related information that may be stored in different tables. All together, we will keep it in one database. Here, if I take this table, this is an employee table. This is related to employee database. I'll tell you database later. This is related to employee information. And this is related to employee information. Yes or no? Because the department ID belongs to employee only. And job ID belongs to employee only. So these may be different tables, but all together, these 4 tables, we will keep it in one database. Just like a folder, okay, database. Some relevant information, we will keep it in the folders, right? So same like that. Different tables, looks like a same kind of data, then we will keep it in the database. That is database. Shopping list, to-do list, your 5 best friends, something you have some relevant information, okay? And databases can be stored in different ways, on paper, in your mind, on a computer. Okay, this is database can be stored anywhere, but we are storing in database. Means not database is not only SQL database or Oracle data. If something is stored, that is the database. Okay, you can store it in a book. You will write complete information in book and you will store. In the olden days, we used to have the data in the books only, right? So any record wise informations also, transactions, everything they used to write in the books and store. So nowadays they move to this databases only. Okay. And what is a database? A database is a collection of data objects used to store and manage data. It includes tables, views, stored processes, triggers, etc. And CSV file, Excel file, they are not a databases. Only MS Access, SQL Server, Oracle, they should follow the DBMS rules. Then it is a database. Okay, they don't Excel, CSV file, they don't follow any DBMS rules. Okay, can you able to create a primary key in Excel table? When you are creating the columns in the Excel, are you giving any data type like it should accept only numbers, only text? That kind of conditions, are you giving anything in Excel? No, simply we will enter the data, right? It looks like a table, but actually it is just a data. But actual tables we will create in the database. So for that, database means we should follow some rules. That rules are 13 rules we have to follow. Here we have, I'll show you that. What is SQL? We pronounce that as a SQL, stands for Structured Query Language. SQL is used to communicate with a database. Simply, it's a common language between client and server. Okay. It's a media through which can be stored and read from a relational database. The names are different, but this is the actual meaning. The common language between a client and server. Okay. A common question, what is SQL versus SQL Server? SQL Server is a database. It's like a server. So to get data from the server, we will use SQL language. SQL is the actual language, actual commands we will write to get data from SQL Server. It's SQL Server is like a server and we are the clients. To get data from the server, we are using SQL. Okay. It's like SQL is the mediator to get data from SQL Server. SQL is the mediator to get data from Oracle database. SQL is the mediator to get data from some Sybase. It's like a mediator. Okay. Yes. SQL is the language. I mean, nothing but the query language we are learning. Transaction query language.
What is the difference between the MySQL and we are different from the SQL?
Oracle, SQL, MySQL.
They are different
Software.
sorry, software differences. Yes. They are from different companies. In SQL only, you are saying they are like just a different variants. Okay, small syntax differences you will have, but the structure is different. The queries, everything is different. They are like a different variants. MySQL, TSQL, PSQL, PLSQL. That query which we are using are the same. Just they are different variants. Okay. And coming to this DBM, database management system, where are we now in this diagram? In this diagram, where are we? We are here. Okay. What is happening here? What is this first? Database. Nothing but can I say OLTP system? We are inserting data from different systems, right? We'll insert, update, delete, whatever we do. We do multiple things on this database to insert data or update or delete. DBMS is used to get data from this OLTP system. Data retrieval. Okay, this is the data retrieval. Our part is to get the data. We are here and that data we will get here. From here, we are creating the report. Okay, this is the flow. First, people will insert the data in the database using DBMS. We retrieve the data using SQL. And finally, we create the report. Okay. Introduction to RDBMS. So any data, any database, they should follow the rules when they are creating the tables. So there are the rules, RDBMS rules. Here we have a relational database management system is based on the relational model as introduced by EF code. It has to comply with the 13 rules proposed by EF code. So there are some 13 rules, all that we will discuss later. Okay. Advantages also we'll see later. And how to install SQL Server. Everyone has system? Personal system, personal laptop?
Yeah, yes.
So then I'll tell you tomorrow how to install this SQL Server. We need to install SQL Server as well as Server Management Studio. This is a client system and this is the server system. So we need a platform to write your query, right? We will write it here and we will get data from this SQL Server. This is like a client and server. This is our client. Here we will write our SQL queries and this will get data from SQL Server. Okay, that we will see tomorrow in tomorrow's session. What if I don't have a laptop or I did not install SQL Server in my system? You have a link W3 schools. There you can create you can write your query and check whether it is executing fine or not. So if you see this, start learning SQL now. Try yourself, click on this. So it will open a new window. Here you can write your query. Already some table names are there. If you want to see, suppose you want to get data from all customers, you can see this data. You want to write a condition where country name is Germany. I want to get only that data. Using this data, you can write your queries. Employees data I want to get. Click on Run SQL. You write your query and click on Run SQL. The difference is only our examples are different and here here we have a different databases. Just that you take your own query using that concept and try to apply here. If you don't have SQL Server in your system. If you have it, then no problem. And even we have other link also where you can practice. Practice SQL. There is a website, practicesql.com. Here you can see view all questions. You will see like this, easy questions. Okay. On only group by, I want to get the question. You can click on that. You will see some questions related to easy questions. I want to see group by, no easy questions. All you want to see one by one. When you click on it, it will open that question here. Show first name, last name, and gender of patients whose gender is M. Okay. Here you need to use the table from patients. So write your query and just execute it. No, sorry. Here we have run command, right? I'm checking for run. Yeah. Once you write that, click on run. It will give you the solution here. And you can see whether it is a correct or wrong also. Okay. Once you know the concept, just filter by that questions and try to practice it here. Clear? Or any questions? Okay. So then tomorrow we will see how to install that SQL server and what are the advantages. No, I think I closed it. What are the advantages of SQL server? All that we'll see, then we'll go for the query center. Okay. That's from me today. Many questions?
No, Devi.
Okay then. Thanks everyone. If you don't have any questions, you can drop the calls and check with Neelveni for any admin related questions, like to get access for the drive, to add your number in the WhatsApp group. Just check with her, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks everyone.
Thank you, Devi.
Thank you.